Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Earnst Daily Dose season finale. We're gonna end the season with this video. Uh, it's been, I know, it's been a little bit since the last video. I actually was waiting on some stuff with the Secretary of State's race and the primary, but let's jump into it. Uh, as you guys know, it was a very interesting primary election season here in LaPorte County. Without further ado, let's jump into it. So the obviously the biggest one here was for County Commissioner District 1, and that was it was a blowout. I don't know of any other incumbents that got beat this badly. If you guys know, by all means, point it out. But look at the vote totals, man. So for Slabaugh, which he's new, he's not a politician. I don't think he's even run for anything anymore or before this. I think this was his first attempt at office, and holy cow! So Jody Slabaugh, total votes 3,328. I'm sorry. Total is over here, right? Yeah, total 4,420. Those are the in-person votes. 4,420 votes for Jody Slabaugh and 1,846 for Connie Grammarosa. There's a 2,574 vote difference between the two. Overall, total 70.54% for Mr. Slabaugh and 29.46% for the incumbent. Oh my. An incumbent losing by that much is an indictment from the public saying, we do not want you anymore. Big deal, guys. Like huge. Another really interesting result was Sean Fagan, incumbent, versus Chuck Watterson, the fourth. Total votes for the winner, Mr. Watterson, 3,631 votes. For Fagan, 2,571, a 1,060 vote difference. Oh my, that is really big. 58.55% for Chuck, 41.45% for Sean. Superior Court 3 was another one that was really highly watched, and that was Kurt Earnst v. Guy S. DiMartino. Total votes for Earnst, 3,429. For Guy, 2,568. Percentages, 57.18% for Kurt, 42.82% for Guy. Some of the other ones, District 1, U.S. Congress. This is just LaPorte County, guys. We all know Barb Regnis won the entire race. But here in LaPorte County, interestingly, Shank, however you say his name, he actually got the most votes with 1,275. Barb came in second with 1,258. And finally, Ben Ruiz with 929 votes. Now, what I find interesting is, if you guys have paid attention, you saw that he was really proud of an endorsement that he got from Commissioner Grammarosa. Now, it is feasible, although I'm not saying I know for sure, it is definitely possible that that endorsement that he was so proud of hurt him. State Rep District 4, not State Rep, State Senator District 4. Nate Aldrich v. Johannes Pollard. Nate, 894 votes. Pollard, 489, 64.64% to 35.36%. So very interesting. Another really hotly watched race was State Rep District 20, which was Jim Pressel v. Juanita Haney. The The winner of that was Mr. Pressel with 61.01% of the vote, v. Juanita 38.99%. 2,718 votes versus 1,798. Then we have County Council, District 2. Let's see, where is that at? District 2, that was Maloney v. Pavolka. Pavolka won that one with 55.02% versus 44.98. Vote total 701 versus 573. The tightest race, I think, other than the little bitty races, the tightest one, I believe, was Slabaugh v. Pressel. Jimmy Pressel, son of State Rep Jim Pressel, got 1,093 votes, whereas Timothy Slabaugh, former auditor, got 1,151 votes. So 51.29% to 48.71, meaning Mr. Slabaugh won it. Now, Tim says that he knocked 1,500 doors. 58 vote difference between those two guys. Your vote matters, especially, I'm telling you, especially in primaries. But delegates, advisory boards, all the little tiny races, if you want to know who your delegates are, especially if you want to pass along who you want your delegate to vote for state Secretary of State, which we're going to talk about in just a moment, contact Liz Bergeron on Facebook Messenger if you're a Republican and you want to let your delegate know, or if you want to find out who your delegates are for at large or your district, she is more than happy to let you guys know. We had a better than average turnout, but it was still low. I want to say it was like, what, 14%? I don't know if it says it on here. No, I'm sorry, 16.04%. Here it is up here. 16.04%, guys. Still bad, but better than normal primaries. It's increasing, which is great. I would love to see everybody get down and vote. I think now one of the things that I did find interesting is that progressives are winning in Michigan City in the Democrat side versus more traditional Democrats. What do I mean by that? Let's look at down here. Let's get past the R's. Now, so Mervan versus Lavetta Sparks Wade, that was also a blowout. But let's look here. Down we go. Okay, so Laura Liskey versus Alicia Faronic for D20 on the Dem side. Laura Liskey, I believe, is a little further left. But for sure down here, Angela Hinsman versus Ron Meir. Now, I know that Mayor Meir had his dramas, and I can't say I agree with everything that he did, but I will say that I don't know, man. Like his stepson, he felt, at least if he listened to his son, he felt his son was being targeted, and I don't know what I'd have done if I was in his position. I can't say for sure, but what I will say is Angie, who is most assuredly more progressive than Meir, carried away with it. 3,616 votes versus 1,784 for Ron Meir. Olga is definitely Olga versus Goot Logwood. Olga Pathorsky versus Gautama Goot Logwood. Olga took it 57.07 to 42.93%, 577 to 434. Jennifer Heath versus Timothy Cavender. Cavender is definitely an older school Democrat. Your JFK, your Carter, and even the party of Clinton or Obama is dead, guys. Like, that's not the Democrat Party anymore. It's just not. The Republican Party has changed, but as well, but I think it's more of a shift of inclusiveness. I know that, heck, in the 60s, 70s, even 80s, the Democrat Party was kind of viewed as the party of the working person, and the Republican Party was more viewed as the party of the rich elite. However, that true or not, that's just how it was. That's how it was looked at. And now I would say the working party is most definitely the Republican Party, especially in LaPorte County, guys. There are not very many uber rich that are active. It's all people like me and you, like regular people. But as far as these races go, I would say door knocking, absolutely. If you're a candidate and you're not door knocking, then you're doing it wrong. Meet with the voters, have uncomfortable conversations. The candidates that meet with the people more often will win. Moving into the general election, look at where people's donations are coming from. Look at their campaign finance report. Are they getting support from the people, or are they getting support from PACs, out-of-state money, corporations, things like that? I want to show you guys something. This is very, very concerning and disturbing. Let's talk about NIPSCO. So this is from the Times-Union, which is in Kosciuszko County. And this is a very, very interesting development. We are still reeling from the last NIPSCO rate increase. But I'm going to show you here. It says here, talking about Representative Dave Abbott, but it was a forum legislative review session at the Kosciuszko Chamber of Commerce. They discussed Senate Bill 1, the Bears Stadium, the election, economic development, and this was posted yesterday, Friday. Legislators attending the forum, the last one for 26 and sponsored by NIPSCO, because of course it was, included Indiana Senator Ryan Mishler, Rep. Craig Snow, and Rep. David Abbott, all Republicans, because we have a supermajority in Indiana. NIPSCO. Abbott brought up NIPSCO in reference to something he's been working on with the utility company. Quote, it started out with a couple of calls from the neighbors, and it ended up being the whole northern part of the state, he said. We've had some public hearings. I've gone around with the chairman of the IURC, Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission, former Senator Andy Zay, a good friend of mine and all of ours. He took that position as an appointment by the governor, and he conducted about 8 or 10 public meetings for public input because of high rates that just had, in some cases, doubled. I won't say the rate doubled, but the cost of delivery of those services, especially electric, was the main one. End quote. He said he personally turned in 50 to 60 of his constituents' NIPSCO bills to the IURC for an investigation, which they're already underway with. There will be a hearing in June, Abbott stated. The IURC public meetings were to bring in input to see what the issues are out there. Quote, I personally, after the first meeting in Indianapolis, I met with the president of NIPSCO, Vince Parisi, and I got a call back from him after I kind of got in his face a little bit. He says, hey, I'd like to get together with you, and if you set the day and time, I'll be there, Abbott said, thinking initially it was just lip service. They did end up meeting and talking for about 1.5 hours. Quote, I can't say I got a good answer from him. He placated and gave me a lot of lip service. The bottom line, I said, so what are you going to do about the rates? Are you going to lower rates or do something to control the rates? His answer was no. He says, we're actually going to go for a rate increase, if you can believe that. He can't answer me what the delivery charges are, but part of this is all because he's saying they want to do more infrastructure on power generation, renewables, $100 million on a new IT system that would be corporation-wide for NIPSCO. It would be more access for transparency so customers can see what their bills is, more of what the transportation delivery charges are, Abbott recalled. He said he didn't get anything out of the meeting other than NIPSCO thinks if they put more money into long-term improvements that they're far behind on, it's going to help. That won't help the ratepayer, he said. He said it'll probably take giving more power to the IURC, who approves the rate hikes, and there's got to be more data, and there's got to be more input, transparency, and more decision-making abilities with the IURC before granting a rate increase without real justification. This is interesting. Now, all of that is interesting and, crap, but listen to this. Mishler said one thing to keep in mind with the IURC is we really don't have anything to do with the IURC. Those are all gubernatorial appointments on that IURC board. They decide the rate cases. But one thing I discovered in the last budget that I took away was I discovered that anytime the IURC gives that increase in a rate, a percentage of that is used. It goes back to them to be used in the budget. I said, well, that's like the mouse watching the cheese. He said the optics would be the IURC is giving an incentive for the utility to raise rates because they get more money out of it. So in the last budget, we cut that out, said no more. I can't believe I never caught that all those years. I never knew they got a percentage of that. So we cut that out and we just appropriate to them now. Guys, mouse watching the cheese is a perfect analogy for what has been going on. They approve the rate hike, they get more money. They approve the rate hike, they get more money. Absolute horse shit. It's ridiculous that NIPSCO is about to come again for more money. I want to show you guys something. Watch this. NIPSCO, there. It'll probably reverse back to my source, which is NIPSCO's parent company, reported strong 2026 first quarter financial results, posting net income of $510.7 million and growing operating revenue to $2.36 billion. Now watch this. Whoops. It helps if I spell it right. NIPSCO's parent company, NiSource, reported a GAAP net income of $929.5 million and a non-GAAP adjusted net income of $905.2 million. They generated $6.64 billion in revenue, a 21% increase over the year before. The gross profit for 2025 reached $5.058 billion. They literally made almost $1 billion in profit last year. And we're paying for infrastructure upgrades. We're paying rate hikes. Nah, that's some horse shit, guys. Absolutely. Let me show you what I'm seeing on Facebook with this. Now, this is the very same post, the Times post, where they had said, headline, so what are you going to do about the rates? No, we're going to go for a rate increase. People say, cut the executive bonuses and salaries. This person says, oh, cool. So when their property ends up burning down, we can all agree it was a freak accident, right? Kathy, we can't afford an increase. What's wrong with you people? Deborah, NIPSCO has been one of the worst electric companies in Indiana. I was so happy when I could switch over to REMC. More agreed. They don't need to raise rates as they can't service what they have now. Josh, they're okay with raising rates ridiculously because, like our elected officials, they do not fear or respect us at all. There are literally no repercussions for their actions. It's hard to disagree with that. Are we winning yet? It's a monopoly. We have no competitive utility service, no recourse. It's a publicly traded multi-state corporation that bills 10 times the cost of infrastructure and multi-million-dollar salaries for management, according to their filings with the SEC. Why is a monopoly utility company publicly traded? And it goes on and on. Guys, people have had enough of this crap, and I'm one of them. Like, our NIPSCO rates are astronomical. They are just ridiculously high here. I can't even begin to tell you every time I open my utility bill, I'm like, oh, so it went up again. Oh, so it went up again. Oh, it's just been over and over and over. I'm going to pivot to something a little, I mean, it's just as infuriating, but it's more sad than anything else. Guys, we've had a number of very violent things happen here in Michigan City over the last several months to a year. The poor young man that was killed at the prom party in the Pines. We had the 14-year-old. There's a little discrepancy because some say 14, some say 15, but either way, a young teenage boy was killed. Now, thankfully, they do have someone that they arrested. Let's see here. They're saying Marcus Ballinger Jr. is the suspect, and he was finally taken into custody. Then we have the deputy that was shot in the hospital. It says here, bond set for man charged in shooting of deputy. The man charged with shooting a sheriff's deputy inside a hospital in Indiana appeared virtually in court Friday. The judge was Julianne Havens, by the way, for Sherrod Grafton of Chicago, was set at $100,000. People are not happy about that bond. They think it should be higher. Do you guys make your own decisions on that? I do want to show you this because this is the
LaPorte County Sheriff's Office releasing an update on that gentleman there. The deputy shot on Friday afternoon in a Michigan City hospital. Deputy John Samuelson remains in the ICU in critical condition, but he has stabilized at Memorial Hospital in South Bend. The statement says he is communicating with family. He remains in good spirits. He was reunited with his K-9 partner Bosco yesterday. Samuelson was shot 3 times while questioning a suspect, Sherrod Grafton. On Friday, one of the bullets has lodged in his spine.
So, very, very sad, very unfortunate. But I want to show you guys something that's a little more heartwarming. Bosco was able to visit with him, and listen, guys, this is really bad because I want to show you something. In the process of learning more about the shootings that happened in Michigan City recently, I came across this. Look at this. Fatal shootings in Michigan City, Indiana. And this goes back to, it says here 1989, then it jumps to 2007. Look at all of these people. This is terrible. Absolutely infuriating. Devin Porter, Javon Townsend, Dante Sellers, Jordan Rose. I'm not going to read them all, but you guys can see. I mean, this is all 2025, 2026 here. Then 2024, these two. 2023, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 22, 1, 2, 3, 21. I can't read. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2020, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It absolutely awful. There were a lot in 2019, 2018, but just horrible all the way around. Just absolutely awful. My heart goes out to all those affected by these recent tragedies. Sucks, guys. It absolutely sucks. I want to show you an article from Indiana Capital Chronicle. We're going to pivot again to the Secretary of State's race. I'm going to show you guys This is actually obviously written from a little bit different standpoint, but I agree with what it says. Indiana Capitol Chronicle commentary. It's a new race for Secretary of State. While Republicans face a convention melee, Democrats could lose a major edge for the fall campaign. They say a lot can happen in an Indiana week. Turns out a lot can happen in an Indiana day. It's true. Within a 24-hour period last week, the landscape of the Indiana Secretary of State's race dramatically shifted for both Republicans and Democrats. The fact that Diego Morales hired an immigrant legally in the U.S., but not a citizen, in his office was the last straw, according to top Republican officials, including U.S. Senator Jim Banks, A.G. Rokita, and Treasurer Daniel Elliott. Banks immediately found a candidate he preferred instead, convincing Max Engling, who works for Banks, to enter the race. A cascade of support then magically appeared overnight for Engling, a second-time candidate and relative unknown who lived and worked in D.C. for more than a decade before moving back to Indiana in 2023. I guess something had to be the last straw, though it's hard to see how GOP leaders ignored all the other warning signs with Morales. He hired his brother-in-law in a newly created position, gave no-bid contracts to at least 2 political donors, gave large spot bonuses to every employee of his office, bought a $90,000 SUV for his office transportation, renewed a contract that is costing the state over market price for vehicle history reports, disappeared for 10 days on a mysterious trip to India, and led statewide office holders in state-paid travel. That was all since he was elected in 2022 after previously being fired from the same office. But I digress. Back to what is now the most interesting convention race I have ever seen that will unfold between now and June 20th. Morales has lost campaign staff since last week's game changer, but it doesn't mean the race is over. A contest with multiple challengers generally favors the incumbent, and Morales now has 3 opponents alongside David Shelton and Jamie Rittenauer. Can Morales' repeat visits to Indiana counties in recent years help him hold on to support? He is well known for attending many local party events and knowing delegates personally. That's true. Will they remain loyal or move with the establishment? It's a really good question. I feel bad for Shelton especially, who has been running for the office for months and, as a county clerk, actually has experience running elections. Arguably the most important part of the office's duties. It appears Banks and company didn't even consider backing him for the post, which we'll get to in a second. Let me finish this. Governor Mike Braun continues to stay out of the fray, though he did acknowledge Morales' troubles. Quote, I've been very clear, don't make headlines for the wrong way. You will be taken to task when you want to get your job renewed, he told reporters on Wednesday. When it comes to whatever you may have to do to explain why folks are upset, I would expect you to do that. And I'm guessing over the next 30 days or so till the convention, he'll have to figure that out. Democratic impact. If Morales is defeated at convention, the biggest impact might be on Indiana Democrats. It's no secret that the party has been looking for a spark. A campaign against a scandal-ridden candidate had many Democrats excited about the opportunity to hold a statewide office for the first time since 2017. Now, this is him saying it. I think Bo Bai will prevail over Blythe Potter on June 6th. But regardless of the nominee, without Morales as a clear focus, the fall campaign becomes much more challenging. The ads against Morales practically write themselves. It's reminiscent of when Attorney General Todd Rokita decided to challenge then AG Curtis Hill at the convention in 2020 after Hill's law license was suspended for groping 4 women at an Indianapolis bar. Editing, guys. When Rokita prevailed, it preempted a clear line of attack for Democrats about returning integrity to the office. Neither Engling nor Shelton have much of a public record to attack, which means the race will be about relatively administrative office proposals and money, of course. As of April 15th, Bai had amassed $2 million and Morales had $1.2 million on hand. No matter who ultimately becomes the GOP nominee, the party infrastructure will ensure the person has the money needed to compete. After all, it's a point of pride that Republicans hold all the power in state government. And let's not forget that former Indianapolis Mayor Greg Ballard is seeking to be on the ballot as an independent, which could scramble the usual voting patterns in November. I, for one, will be watching the upcoming state conventions with more interest than usual, and you should too. Yeah, that really does sum it up. And I'm going to say this, guys. There are those that have really dug their heels in as far as delegates go. I am not a delegate, but my wife is. I am not able to make it. I have prior obligations that I have to take care of. I'm not able to go to the convention, so it is what it is. But I will be paying close attention, and I will be reporting everything to you guys. Let's look at our candidates and what we know about them. So Diego Morales, obviously, scandal after scandal after scandal. People can deny it all they want. Ultimately, it doesn't look good. There are so many negative things that have come out of that office. It's going to be a field day for Democrats if he wins the convention. There's a very real chance that he could lose in November. So let's look at the other options. The other options are David Shelton, which is the only one with actual election experience, but he's kind of boring. He's an election nerd. He's very focused on, what his passion is, which is elections. And a lot of people just aren't passionate about that. Nothing against him, but he needs to I'll tell you guys, he needs a team. He really needs someone that can jump on his social media and handle this stuff. I'd love to help the guy, but I just don't have time. I have been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and I'm going to share it with you guys moving forward. We're going to pivot hard coming up, but you'll see. The other options, I'm going to tell you guys, I made no secret of it. I think David Shelton is the best person for the job. And people are like, well, he can't fundraise. The money will come, guys. Whoever the nominee is, the big Republican donors have not even stepped out yet. They haven't jumped in at all. You've got Jamie Rittenauer, who I like. I like Jamie. I had her on the show in the past. I might be able to get her on the show again, but she's had a few missteps. There were some issues with some kind of debate that she didn't go to, and then another debate that she didn't go to. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all, and people are not pleased about that. And then you've got this Max Engling guy who poofed up out of nowhere, lived in D.C. for a decade, was a staffer for basically the Senate, all the people in the Senate, and he was staffer for former Speaker of the House McCarthy, all kinds of stuff. He's very, very deep Republican establishment. If that's what you're looking for, then absolutely. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. So people are saying, well, maybe we should just vote with the establishment because the delegate race, the last delegate thing, convention, that's the word that escaped me. The last convention, we elected Micah, and look how that turned out, right? People are mad at him because he doesn't hold his tongue. Some people love it. Some people don't. I will say this, at least with David Shelton, He's a man that is focused on the mission, elections. Now, people have said, well, he doesn't think there were any problems with 2020 elections. I don't know about that. You'll have to ask him, but ultimately his goal is to make sure that our elections are right and they're proper. And I know that one of the issues that we have right now is there is no centralized training. Every county does it their own way, and that's good, but also bad, because when we have to start going back and looking at stuff, it can be drama filled. One of the things that David wants to do is set up a unified training course that at least shows new clerks the job they're supposed to be doing, because right now there's little to no real training, guys. It's awful. But if you're a delegate, you'll have the opportunity to vote. If you're not, but you are absolutely, I want this person or I want that person, let your delegate know. That's what they're there for, guys. We have a lot of stuff coming up. We've got, okay, so I'm going to tell you guys, if you know of a group called Live Free USA, not the gun hating group. It's called Live Free USA American Survivor. I'm going to show you guys. Live Free USA is one of the oldest grassroots survivalist and self-reliance organizations in the United States. It was originally founded in 1968. It publishes the American Survivor newsletter and is dedicated to teaching citizens personal preparedness, homesteading, emergency skills, and community mutual aid. It's about self-reliance, guys. It's about not depending on other people to save you if things go bad. If you're looking to get involved or learn more, we have publications, training, and resources. The American Survivor website is where we are, americansurvivor.org. I am one of the board members, and I'm super, super passionate about this organization because, guys, everybody, not everybody, but so many people out here are trying to make a buck and get rich off of offering you garbage for survival, right? Little Timu and garbage, absolute crap. This organization is dedicated to teaching people without expectations, without demanding that you pay for this or that. I got a lot of stuff I'm working on trying to update this again, since 1968, these publications have been out there. I'm trying to digitize things, right? Some of the stuff is available online, but some of the most important teachings and classes that they've offered are not available, right? They're just not there. They were in person. They were never recorded. I have almost all of the PDF files of the presentations. I'm trying to get those digitized and get them updated and hopefully do some presentations to where you guys can learn, because that's what, if you've been watching the channel for any length of time, you know, I believe, rely on yourself, your circle, your friends, your family. You can lean on each other, right? But self-reliance is what it's all about. The government isn't coming to save you in the case of a disaster. Guys, just look at Katrina, New Palestine, Ohio. What was the other one that happened? The California wildfires, right? Spencer Pratt's running for mayor because his house burned down and he still can't rebuild it. It's ridiculous out there. But organization, again, americansurvivor.org, and there's a lot more coming up. We actually have we've got an upcoming massive event that I hope you guys will attend. I was hoping to have a little more of a presentation, and I will, but it is September 19th, right? And if you guys are familiar with the area, Jasper Pulaski Wildlife, the shooting range, if you go just past the shooting range, there's a piece of property there. That's where this year's Camp Independence is going to be. Camp Independence, we're going to have classes. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what they are right now. Hang on. We're going to have some classes, maybe if I can find it. Hold on one second. Okay. All right. I found it. So we're going to have classes on milk preservation, because if you don't have electricity, how are you going to save your milk? Canning, electricity on the go, a bug out daily driver, which one of the guys in our organization, Mark, he did up his truck, and he's got it's awesome, guys. It is fully wired. He's going to do a presentation on that and tell you how you too can set it up. Survival guns. What are the best guns in a survival situation? We're going to do night shooting, usage of thermals, basic land navigation, map reading. There's going to be a range there, with pistol introduction. How do you use this thing? Not everybody is as fluent with weapons as you or I. It's very basic, right? There's all the way basic, all the way up to class 3 usage and instructions. There's going to be a class 3 dealer there, which means full auto, America. Anyway, again, September 19th, if you guys are interested, it'll be a nominal fee for the day. It's not I want to say it's like maybe $30 or so. There's going to be an additional charge for food, because food will be on site, but you guys should definitely come check it out. I'll give you the exact area directions if you contact me. Otherwise, one of the classes that we have coming up is going to be at Cabela's, and it is, went the wrong way. It is on the 20th of June, June 20th, Saturday. It is survival training, and it's going to start, I believe, at 1:00. I'm going to do my very best to try to live stream that, depending on the internet situation there. So watch the channel, and hope to see you guys. If you don't want to take the chance on that not being there, it's a free class. Again, Cabela's on the 20th. The Cabela's in Hammond, I think it is, or Portage. I don't know. Where's Cabela's? Yes, that's my smallest cat, Mila. Let's take a look here. Cabela's in Hammond. Yes. Okay. So 7700 Cabela Drive, and it is June 20th. Hope to see you guys there. I am super excited about the upcoming election, guys. I think we have a real chance for some real change here in LaPorte County, and we just got to keep it moving forward. So, without further ado, God bless you, God bless Indiana, and God bless the United States of America. Hope to see you guys real soon. Good night.